Austria's by the government surge to force deceased recent year in a pledge to halt illicit migrating and fracture downward on refugees, and its newest go is to goal their phones. Refuge repatriates will be constrained to brush above their mobiles so the authorities can verify their identities, and wherever they include gov, the office has coordinated. If an claimant is found to include previous introduced else EU nation wherever the Dublin regulatory is in strength, they could be shipped behind down there. By the Dublin guideline, human beings characteristically include to search refuge in the at first EU country they achieve. In 2015, at the altitude of Europe's immigrant meltdown, above 90,000 human beings attached for refuge in Austria, more than rather than 1% of the nation's people. Initially the refugees were welcomed, but the sentiment in the nation rapidly modified. Supporting for the distant right, against immigrant liberty side, later in opposition, grew, and Austria's center-right prudent human beings' side, led by Chancellor Sebastian Kurz as well campaigned firmly versus migrating. In the at first 3 months of the year, 3,992 human beings declared refuge in Austria, compared in 14,400 in the identical time in 2016. But the by the government is ongoing in its difficult link. It wants to end which Interior Design Secretary Herbert Kickl, of the Liberty side, telephone call misuse of the refuge framework. The draft does not fair goal portable phones. It will as well enable the authorities to grab up to €840, $1,037, £730, in cash money. The cash will be utilized to pay for the maintenance of migrants as they expect for their refuge claims to be machined. Austria is not one. Denmark, Germany and Switzerland include as well allowed the seizure of valuables identity to refugees to pay for their remain. In Denmark, several accountable propose the authorities include not acquired big amounts of cash of the politics. We include really intentionally set ourselves the purpose of fight versus illicit migrating but as well versus the improper use of refuge, Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz told at a news story meeting following the week office meet. The draft, that must now be gone by Parliament, would as well strengthen hospitals to speak the by the government while refuge repatriates will be unloaded, to provide efficient deportations. And the measures indicate how refugees will just be capable to use for Austrian nationality following 10-year, as opposed to 6-year that is now the instance. Deportations of refuge applicants condemned of crimes will as well be accelerated up. Opposition parties and humane rights groups include convicted the plans. Pardon World told the plans to grab phones was a fully unproportional intervention in human beings' individual sphere, and how moved human beings were creature combined along as cheats or a safety hazard. It told the just item the draft reached was to build more than ambiguity and distrust amongst the people.